the draft is officially underway. It's Inland Sea. Like I said, Byzantium first off the board, the ban coming from TBD. Norway off the board, coming from Barking Gang. Inland Sea was the choice, and it was chosen by Barking Gang. So they must have some sort of a draft strategy going on here. Mongolia off the board for TBD. So TBD is clearly trying to take off the military type civs. And they're trying to make sure there's a lot of naval civs probably available come draft time. They'll get first pick. If Portugal's available, they'll take them, which is a good position for them. Norway is the one civ that could have been a good counter, potentially. So if I was Barking Gang in this situation, I would have preferred to maybe keep
those good times rolling.
Norway and or Coupe on the board, and then if you leave Portugal as well, they take Portugal, you counter Portugal really well with one or both of Norway and Coupe. Since they haven't done that, we'll see, but Portugal could be amazing on this map. You got to be very careful if you let them go to the other guys. Vicky's off the board. That's 3 of the major naval civs off now. TBD getting rid of Vicky as their final ban of Phase 1. Bleaker, thank you very much for the resub with the Tier 1 for 5 months. Let's keep those good times rolling. Bleaker, the good times will most assuredly keep rolling one way or another. No matter what happens, they will keep rolling. I heard Celebration when I came in. Did we get good news? What Celebration? Was I celebrating? I don't know. Good show. I haven't gotten any good news. Not the news you may be thinking. Cree is off the board as well. Cree, very, very strong on the well, on any map, but on Inland Sea they're quite good because of the lack of fresh waters. They can do lots of good things without fresh water. Now, this is going to be the moment of truth. Do they take Portugal here? The counter, they would come back with Japan Dido, but then there's Lesser Vicky to pan with Portugal, as long as you can ban them, park them with somebody. Like, I don't know if I've liked the way Barking Gang has set this up. Yeah, there you go. Portugal, the obvious choice. I would imagine Japan Dido. See, no, okay, I'm wrong. It's Peter and Mansa Musa. So they're completely giving up the seas with their first 2 picks, and they're taking Peter and Mansa Musa. Mansa Musa versus Zhao. The gold face-off could be insane. It's Portugal, it's Dido, it's Russia, it's Mansa Musa. Now, here's the thing, is that Barking Gang has put themselves in a terrible position because now TBD can ban Japan and they can ban Lesser Vicky, and who do you pick to compete on the seas? Or Guitarja, or there's 3 of them there. They ban one, but the problem is that you'll be 2v1'd. Now you could go with, like, there's lots of people out there. There's Mapuche, there's Scythia, there's Cyrus. All of them are strong on the water as well, so you could have one of them run to the water. Excuse me. There's Spain. Can you believe Spain made it all the way to the second banning phase? That's kind of crazy too. Is Portugal really good? Portugal's amazing on this map. Yeah. Yeah, the Portugal. If you could control the seas with a second naval civ like Dido, Portugal, you can just control. You can just make a ton of money off of naval traders. Inland Sea is the map. Yeah, Mabiwada. Yeah, that's the one. Excuse me. Yeah, we've seen crazy things from Portugal lately, and particularly on this map. Pretty crazy. Japan off the board, no surprise there. TBD taking Japan off the board. I would imagine Guitarja or the other England will be the final ban. And then, yeah, I don't know. So there goes China. So China's a good counter to Russia, so that's off the board. On a Barking Gang, it's a very interesting strategy. It's a very interesting strategy they're going with. They're essentially going to have to figure out a way to beat TBD before nukes. Like, if they're just going to give up the water. Which is just going to be hard, obviously, because TBD's got fantastic players. Like, you're going to have to try and find a way. I don't know. Yeah, well, that's the thing, is not only are you giving up the sea, potentially, but on the flip side, the sea is going to include easy control for Dido and Zhao to just do crazy money making. Now, you've got Matsumusa. If Matsumusa can set up some really good traders on a God Spawn, who knows? The one thing Oh, Black Queen. Okay, there we go. They found it just in time. So Black Queen. So it's actually Guitarja is available here, and they're actually going to say no to that. They're going Gorgo. So they're just going to abandon the seas here, I guess. There's no way you want to go to the sea, because they could have gone with Guitarja and Lesser Vicky or whatever. They could have actually gone and got a couple of really good civs to compete on the water. And they're completely abandoning the seas. Now, this is funny because I was actually tuning in just briefly to the other semifinal match that's underway. And that just got underway a half hour earlier than ours. And Cringe Patrol did the same thing. They actually gave up the seas and took 4 civs on the coast, or off the coast, to compete. So it's going to be very interesting. It's a big gamble. We'll see what happens. It's potential that it could work. You could be set up in a position where you can actually catch the naval civs off guard and somehow, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Matsumusa and Peter on free sim could be insane. I'm not a huge fan of Matsumusa on this map, because usually, not always, but usually, there'll be one strip of desert. And it's usually not that big on this map because it's kind of squished. And the ends are usually like plains and grasslands. And then it's like the strip at the top and or the bottom that will be the desert. And it's usually not all that big. Sometimes it can be a little bigger side, but anyway. Shaka is in. Trajan is in. A couple of good picks for the land to mix with their naval civs. Yeah, this is going to be good. And then Tamiris. So, like, Gorgo, Tamiris, big culture, big military civs. Obviously, the culture from Peter, they're going to need a big sim out of there. And then the Matsumusa play for the big gold and anything else that Matsumusa wants to do, really. The Hammurabi for a second, I was about to go, is he not permabanned? Oh, you thought it was Hammurabi for a second. Yeah, he is permabanned. He is the one permabanned. Because there's just they can't figure out a way to really balance him, right? They're not really sure exactly what they can do to fully balance. Oh, in the thing, I missed it. Yeah, sorry, I missed that. I thought you said you were like maybe one of the faces up here that you saw or you thought was Hammurabi. Yeah, in teamers, there's just no real way to kind of balance out his skill set, so they've never really found a way to do it. So what are you gonna do? Bouncing around here, Titit's gonna be on Mansa. Musa does appear. Hazagi on Tamiris. Omega is gonna take Gorgo, and then Firsos. We've seen him do some really good simming in the past. We've seen all the guys on this team do some good simming at times, but he's going to be the one who's going to be the pressure on with Peter. We'll see what happens here. And then John Siv's going to play Dido. Moel's going to play Rome. And Shaka and Joa. Corny's going to play Joa. He's got to be so excited about that. We'll see how this goes here. I don't think anybody has a remap token. Didn't they both? I'm trying to remember, but didn't they both use them last game? Or was that the previous series? Now I can't remember. Does anybody remember? Everybody had one token for the series. Oh my god, what was the game last time?
From the first stirrings of life beneath water.
Oh yeah, it was the game where they had Free Sim Monza, they had Gorgo, Noob was dying. Somebody used the remap token.
Now begins your greatest quest. From this early cradle of civilization on towards the stars.
Somebody used a remap token. It was, didn't TBD use one because they were worried that they couldn't see Matsumosa and they were tight? Yeah, TBD used theirs. It's coming back to me a little bit now. TBD used theirs. But I don't think Barking Gang did. Does anybody remember? Hello? For sure. I'm pretty sure it was just the one remap. Because Barking Gang had a great map. TBD re-rolled. Barking Gang had another great map. They played it. I'm pretty sure TBD has a remap. Or sorry, Barking Gang has a remap. TBD does not. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there was only one remap, yeah, and it was TBD, I'm pretty sure. Okay, we've got a map. There's two desert options. This is one. Yeah, you see, like, this is what happens, right? It's just this tiny little desert. It's up against the water. Where they're standing now is actually frigatable. And they're not gonna have control of the water, so it's actually a bad thing for them. They could, like, move to the fissure. That would be non-fresh. That would be rough. They could step up onto here, which would be iron. That'll at least save them till battleships. But again, it's really bad because, like, where do you settle? You can't settle on the coast, right? Like, this is what happens with Matsumosa on this. The other option was up here. It wasn't much better. This would have actually been a pretty good way out here. Yeah, it's not great. JR just paid me on PayPal to throw. It is a rough spawn. It is not great. A lot of mountains losing the space. Now, it's a good, like, as far as like a settle for Matsumosa himself, this is actually really good in terms of there's a couple 1-3s here to work off of the desert and a 1-3 here, right? So you buy those tiles up, you get the food and faith going early. There's lots of hills, there's campus options. But the problem is, where do you go, right? You do another settle over here, which is good, but it's a long journey. And then you could, like, settle something over here and maybe back here. But then it's, like, almost immediately tundra. You can't go on the coast because you've given it up. Now, you would be able to continue to expand. The good news is they have all the room in the world. So they would be... Oh, no, wait. No, they don't. Lisbon's over here. They would be able to potentially move this way. This is obviously unattractive for Lisbon. Lisbon will have a really good expand here. Wow. What a setup. 2-2 base. Working at 2-2. It's only a 3-1 here. But they got horses and truffles there. It's pretty good. They got some good... Unfortunately, nothing on top of the reefs themselves. But look at this setup for a campus here. They could do a campus setup. They could settle the cattle. Get good science off the campus early and have a pretty good setup overall right here in their opening cities. In this direction, nothing amazing. Phoenicia is their partners down here. They're going to get a 3-1 base, working a 1-3. This is also kind of average. Third ring fishies is all right. But they'll have to share this end, if you will. Rome is actually right here. So let's take a quick look actually this way. So they're all over on this side, by the way. Rome is up here, going to have a 3-1 base working 2-2s. Not bad land, not great. Phoenicia, like I said, not bad, not great. Sitting back here, 2-2 base, turn 1, working 2-2 into horses, into not the greatest land actually for him either. Really kind of tight. And then on the other side, we've got Monsamusa over here, who is a little isolated, but only against a naval civ, so it's actually not that bad. If he could actually make that spawn work. What did he do? He actually spawned in place. So frigatable is not good for him, and it also takes away the 1-3 potential he could have done here if he'd have stepped up on the hill. In the north, Russia, 2-1 base, but fantastic. A 2-3 tile. Fantastic tiles. Russia just going to pop off here. An early builder would be unbelievable there. Russia going astrology, of course. And then over here, they got a nice tandem, so they'll be able to get set up quite well. Over here, they've got pretty good land. And pretty good land as well. They've bought a 3-2 already for them. Pretty good land. Like I said, they're isolated. It's east versus west. If they don't remap, this game will go on forever, which is good for me. But this is dangerous. Of course, the trade routes will set up very nicely here, and you know, I mean, even Rome could even potentially come down and settle the coast because they'll be, and then they'll get set up more naval traders. So yeah, as far as Russian expands, there's lots of little lakes up here in the north. Deer Pantheon would be off the charts for them. For this expand, at least. And for this expand over here, obviously in their capital, it would be extremely good as well. Potentially hitting 3 tiles. The only thing is the Dance of the Aurora is the real tempo getter. If you've got the flat tiles, which they actually don't have a lot of flat tiles, which is good in one respect. There's a lot of flat tiles back here, but it's very hilly. There's also here, but there's not a good Dance of the Aurora. Actually, there's a pretty good Dance of the Aurora like here is 4. And then expands over here can use this. Dance of the Aurora is still very good for them, honestly. But yeah, Camp Pantheon, as it turns out, would have been insane as well. And look at this. I mean, as if it wasn't bad enough you gave up the sea. Not very often you actually see a city-state on a coastal tile on inland sea. But plenty of tempo to be had for somebody. In fact, that could actually, well, I was going to say Rome could come and grab that. The only thing about taking this over here would be you'd be vulnerable to Russia. And it's a long ways away, so maybe it's not actually all that big a deal. It's shift enter into a settler here, shift enter into a settler here. They know they're way isolated, so they're perfectly fine. Shift enter into a settler there and here. Everybody jumping on the settlers early. They know it's an east versus west. Settler there, settler there. Did every single person go settler? Every person! 3K ping. Right. I don't understand. My ping, I don't have a high ping to anybody. I mean, Kacheka, who's, I mean, the highest ping I'm seeing is like 1 or 200. I don't know. I don't know how it could be on my end. I mean, I do these games 3-4 times a week. It's the first time I've ever seen anybody complain about my ping. My internet seems fine. I haven't dropped a single frame. But every single person, by the way, they think they know it's East versus West, and every single person shift-entered or just went straight into their settler if they had the growth. I don't know what the heck's going on there. It's weird. Thanks for being here, everybody. By the way, hey, Ziffy. I mean, it's an EU host, and I'm NA, but I mean, buying out to the 1-3s. Really good start. I don't know where he's going to go with the settler. I mean, I guess he probably comes over here. He can't go on the coast, obviously. He can go non-fresh here. He can come to here. This warrior's going to discover some space over here. We're going to find out if there's a remap. Of course, there's no remap for TBD, as we discussed. And Omega. So they're decided quickly, one way or the other. The A's have it. They are going to. I think that this is just not good enough for Matsumosa. I think Russia probably liked their situation, but having Scythia and Gorgo a long ways away from the action is probably just not ideal for them. Yeah. JR, good to see you. CC, Pyro, good, hello. The router's full of syrup. It would have been an interesting game for sure. It would have been a long game more than likely. I'm spiking to 3,500 on every rollover. I mean, I don't understand how. I do these games 3-4 times a week, and I've never had a problem with my internet. I haven't dropped a frame. I don't know, guys.
From the first stirrings of life beneath water, to the great beasts of the Stone Age, to man taking his first upright steps, you have come far. Now
you're asking me as a sub to ban Ziffy, what did you do?
Towards the stars.
You guys be nice to one another. Talks about sisters. What about sisters? Good thing I don't understand the friendship of. Why are they talking badly? Oh. All right, this time around, Dido would probably maybe want to go to here to the 2-2 base. It's non-fresh, but it's got a better harbor. Will hurt for tiles, though, is the only problem. They're going to go in place because they would have really hurt for tiles. Across the way is Portugal. Corny. Ooh, that's pretty nice. He's going to go to the 2-2 base and be able to get to a 3-2. He'll have a harbor set up. He'll also have... maybe go freshwater that way. He can go freshwater this way. But neither spawn amazing. Oh. Now this is interesting. Corny will have to defend Greece right out of the gate. Very close right here. This is the map we play, by the way. One way or another, this is the map we're going to play. This is going to be interesting. So obviously, Corny is just going to simply have to play defensively. They won't be able to be a huge. And this is, I guess, what you're going. If you're going for, give up the sea and hope you can high roll a map where you can fight the navals. This is the high roll here. On the other side, Dido looks unencumbered, although much better for Molly, and Molly will have access to them. Let's take a quick look. So the naval civs are all by themselves out here, and the other civs, the military type civs, are all by themselves over here. So this is actually a pretty big high roll for Barking Gang. And then on the other side, there's actually, whoa. So Scythia and Russia are actually decently close to Rome. But they will have this. So this is actually not the highest of rolls for Barking Gang, though. Scythia is going to be back in a corner. Now it's a very big start. 2-2 base, 2-2 to work. Pretty good overall looking spawn. 2-1, got 2-2, culture tile, 1-4. Very interesting. Let's see the spawn for Molly overall. Actually, not bad. This is, I mean, there's only the 1-3 here, but there's also 1-2s with a culture. These are still workable as well. They'll be able to get really good tiles here. You're going to have to go a lot of non-fresh, unfortunately. But if you can get a setup, you know, this is what you have to deal with. Your free sim, being able to put pressure. The pressure is going to come here. It's turn 4. Going double scout this time. We'll see what he does. He's going to shift enter into a settler, I think. Into the settler here after a scout. Tell me there's a Kumasi in the game. There is not. There's a Vilnius at Kagawana, but not a Kumasi. Oh, look at this. So there's Zanzibar and Cahokia right near to Mali, though. That's very interesting. There's a Eye of the Sahara back here. Russia, so this is the setup right here. It's a triangle here with Russia in the back. If Scythia can put some pressure on early, and Russia can have a big sim back here at Grandmaster's Chapel, there could be a potential play as well. Rome's going to be a little bit under fire here. We'll see how this works out. This map definitely has a lot more likelihood of being spicy. There's a scout buy for Molly. But like I said, this map definitely has a much higher likelihood of being more contentious early. Ooh, look at this. and less likely to be a longer game, which isn't great for me. But we'll see what happens. Into a settler here. It's double scout up there. So we're gonna need a unit purchase in here pretty quick because there could be a lot of pressure. They're gonna know about Scythia here. What is Scythia's options? Oh wow, big wonder settle back here. Not the greatest tiles though. You could farm lumber mill would make these two pretty feasible. They are, of course, able to build a unique unit or a unique tile, but there's no pastures around, so they're not going to be able to make any of these all that great, to be honest with you. So not an ideal, but it's a settle. They'll be able to settle back here, maybe. They'll have some campus options, some choke options. Probably have to forward settle Zulu, but they're going to want to get some cities down and hunker in. We'll see what happens. A lot of pressure. The settler's going to come out. There's 2 scouts. It's going to be really hard for Corny. Corny can't settle to the right, obviously. He's going to have to settle left and then maybe left again. And then maybe like settle back in here just to try and get another city out. Although, because you can only walk so far, right? Bark, 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 bark. Let's go. How you doing? Looks like a flood may have got the Sparta warrior. Yeah, potentially. He might have gotten hit by, Molly can trade with CS. Yeah, they can, but there's no internationals. The problem is he's isolated. He's not going to be able to internationals. So it'll make him gold, but it won't make him stats. He won't be able to trade like science and gold. See, this is the problem too, is that even pressure on, it's the same thing. He's going to have to do internals here, and he's going to have to do internals here. And even over here, it's going to be difficult. Russia's going to have to move to the east and settle up in here, and maybe some back settles from Cyrus to come settle here in order to set up traders. And Rome could potentially be in a position to interrupt that. And that's almost no... So that's big stats. Getting to civil service and trading, getting lots of international traders, getting the extra science and culture from trade routes and stuff is actually huge. And if you don't do it, it's a big loss. And there'll be easy traders here, and there will be big, big money traders here. Now, Lisbon won't necessarily be able to get that many out. So double settler, he's trying to get his 2 cities out quick here before he's under too much pressure. 1 settler out, so he's a little bit faster on the settler there. City states, we took a quick look here. Only there actually is 2 religious. One way back here that can be owned. Hattusa, Geneva, and Fez. So lots of science city-states for potential science. It's going to be important to control those, of course. Cahokia and Zanzibar pretty crucial. Being as close to... Oh, wait, is it Cahokia or... No, yeah, Cahokia and Zanzibar are really good potential for Mansa Musa if they can control them. Nothing super impactful, though, in the game other than that, to be honest with you. Blind settler popping out here. They know where everybody is. He knows he's pretty safe. He's going to need fishies in order to make this settle. He's going to have a 2-2 he can buy, but... Yeah, his expands are okay. The expands are okay. Mansa Musa going to head back here, maybe settle the dies. We'll see. Or maybe just settle here, actually. Hard to say. There's not a lot of good options for Mansa Musa, honestly. I don't know if Barking Gang strategy is going to work here or not. Yeah, Bark's very isolated, Bark. They're going to be an issue. Oh, wow, they got a chariot. That's interesting. There's a Phoenician warrior in here that could end up squeaking through and putting on some pressure. Not much. Yeah, Geneva's up here, but it's very empty. Here's the settler for Corny here. He's going to settle on the hill here probably. Got a 2 to work, but it's a pretty weak settle overall, to be honest with you. The 4 food is nice. And the 3-1, but he's going to be expanding into bad tiles. No fishies, really. Like, this is a bad expand, but he had no choice. They're very little over here. Actually, a very aggressive forward settle coming here for Sparta. The pressure is on. They're going to need to get a unit buy out here in order to get this settler out. Going to force him left. If you can ever get around here with this scout, this is where they're going to have to win the game. This is where they're going to have to win the game right here. A lot of pressure right now on Omegia. They're going to have to win the game here. and they're going to have to figure out a way to have a big game for Matsumusa to maybe pressure this. Because I don't know where else you win the game. The Holy Sites are down. Dance of the Aurora is in. A lot of flat tiles here. This is going to be a really nice Holy Site. It's going to be a 6, I think, right? Plus the trees is 8, yeah. And Dance of the Aurora is down here. This is going to be a 4. And then the trees is 5, yeah. So a couple good Holy Sites down. 2 of them, in fact. They got eyes on this warrior. This settler is on his way. Where do you think? He's gonna want to expand to here and try to control this back area so that there can be some settles back here for international. If they don't get these international trade routes on, it's gonna be crazy. Not a great expand here at all. Really tough working 1-2, and after that we'll be working at 2-1. Like really bad tiles. And really aggressive from Ben coming in here. He's going to jump on this lake and really squeeze him into the corner. Maybe he can get another settle here, and I think he can probably safely get back into here. This is actually a really good land back here. Maybe he can actually control this area, control this choke, and like try to work his magic back here. Maybe if he can pull that off. This is terrible land. Super flat, not the greatest wonder settle at all. Even this way is not fantastic. Maybe he comes and settles on the 2-2, I guess, and then yeah, it's gonna be really tricky. A second settler coming out for Rome, a couple slingers out to protect tiles from the pressure. The horse actually already got beat up, so it's gonna have to get fixed. This settler's gonna come down here, go non-fresh on the volcano maybe, and then he has a pretty good trying to think here. Pretty good option for his... Oh no, he's going even further down. Really interesting. What's he seen? I'm really curious. Not only the fact, but he's blind. Like, there's no reason why Rome couldn't have... I mean, I guess they know that Rome's got a lot of units over here because they see that, but... I mean, there's no reason why a Roman unit couldn't be here ready to jump in. And, like, this is very dangerous play here. Mansa Musa, what's he discovered? Tundra... He did settle the 2-2 with Faith. The Holy Sites are down. Did they go with Folklore? Yeah, they did go with Desert Folklore. It's going to be a tricky setup here. They haven't seen Dido land yet, but they're on their way to look. Gorgo with the ultra competitive forward settle. There's an archer out here. Pressure's on the way. The problem is now for Corny is getting this settler somewhere, because he can't go right obviously now. He can go north, I guess. That's probably the bet, is to go north, and he'll have room. He's going to come and settle this 1-3, and that'll be pretty good for him. So, because this here, he's blocking getting left to come down here. So he's going to have to go north. It's actually not a bad settle, like maybe here. Or if you could ever get to here. This is actually really good here with the horse and lots of 1-3s and 2. Like, this is actually a pretty good settle right there. A little bit defensible as well. The problem is that this pivot could be to block this. If they come up and block this northern area, he's going to need a lot of units to get them off of it. The archer's moving into position. If I was him, I would be moving units to here to try and block a northern push, because this settler is going to be a problem for him. Corny is on mining next. Celestial navigation, well, he's doing his thing. Yeah, like he's going to get to north just delaying the settler, right? Like, he's about to settle with his third city against 2, and this city is actually pretty bad production-wise. And even his capital is a little bit hurting. He's got the culture tile. This is not bad. What do they see right now? So his starting warriors come around here and seen this whole coast now. And of course he's met up with where Dido is seen. And then he's got a scout that's going way north. Basically looking for goody huts at this point. But this is about it. Like, they see that they don't have a lot of options. He probably wants to settle either where his archer is or one north. Maybe I go one north, I think. JR, that was French team Gorgo play from yesterday when he lost city. Oh, settle a city, they go monument first. He actually has gone Reeds and Marshes as well. Reeds and Marshes is going to help out this city. He can settle on another one down here and get help from it. And it's also going to help out, obviously, really, really good in this city right now. I don't hate monument first because he's got him under pressure. He is going archer here. I think culture is way too important to just ignore. I do like the trade route getting up there. I don't mind the monument first there, to be honest. Adamanaki incoming, maybe. Third city has gone down where we thought it would. He's got a 2-2 to work, but then it's going to get pretty grim. Controlling this land here is going to be important for him. Maybe he can get... he's going to want to keep off of here. Now, the encampment's down. The project's going in. Encampments are down. Scythia needs an encampment down. See, this is where I don't like. Is your neighbors both have encampments down. They're both earning points. One's got a craftsman. He's running encampment training project. How good's that craftsman, by the way? Not very good. It'll be okay once he gets that up, I suppose, but not spectacular. But yeah, like, you have 3 cities down, but the monuments, this is dangerous. You're gonna have to get an encampment down here before too long, and you're gonna have to control this area as well, because this city's gonna be very vulnerable if they can ever control these 3 tiles, catapults, and then just bang. You're gonna have to be very careful with how you play this city here. Couple archers out is fine, but you need to have an encampment get thrown down yesterday. Horseback riding in 3. Have they even gone? Okay, so they're going right to the sack of horse archer. They're not even considering bronze working right now. They're gonna have to hope. You're gonna have to get somebody on the team to boost it for them though, because yikes. Battle shippable, but cuts off Rome. And at this point, you've given up the water, so you're planning on winning before battleships and nukes and stuff anyway. Lil Marty, 32 months with the Prime. Thank you, buddy. Monuments all around here. Very interesting call here. I'd be interested to see what the play is from... Ooh, a little bit of pressure here from Dido. From Russia. We're going to have a really big game on Barking Gang side to win this. Going to have to make plays. Pretty good setup here from Dido early on. Going to get some fishing boats up. The trader online. This settler's gone exactly where I assumed it probably would. He's gotten there for essentially free, which is interesting because they could have potentially blocked it off a little bit. The archer was some pressure, but they could have slowed it down a bit more. Builder out to improve the marble. Chopping out an archer, he's going to have 3. Corny is bronze working in 2. He's going to want to get down maybe right here, an encampment. Maybe even a double encampment setup like this. Make it really hard to push through here. I could see a potential double encampment setup right there. Yeah, Barking Gang is on the left-hand side. Yes, Barking Gang's on the left. This is their perspective. They've got Monsamus over here with Dido Vision. They've got the big contention over here. And they haven't seen much of... Zulu. They haven't seen much of Zulu yet, but they've got a good eye on Rome. They've got 3 cities on either side of them. There's going to be a lot of contention over here as well. And then on the other side, we've got, of course, the traders will come in here eventually once they can get across the water. And then the traders will go here. So really the isolation is going to be tricky for traders and stuff. It's going to be very interesting. So the monument first that we saw into archers, the archer push is coming. But it was good that he got archers going in the back, so he'll be able to defend. There's another archer coming in too here. This tells me, though, he's going horseback first as well. So absolutely nobody going bronze working on Barking Gang is very, very scary. Because they've already done it on the other side quite convincingly. And, yeah, it's archers everywhere. Going to be really competitive. You're going to have some really good war moves here. Going to be hard to push this, but at least you've kept them off of this. Traders going up now. Archers on the front line, like I said. Saka horse archers. Pretty good tempo for tiles here. The 2-3s and the 1-3s. He's going to chop out something here. Workforce. Interesting that he was able to take down the encampment here with archers. And so this is actually really good control there. No another project? No. Settler going out. So he's run one project to put him in position to be in the lead. Like this. And then, so that gives them early control over the general situation, potentially. Couple slingers. Traders are coming online now all over the place. Monument in the front. Double encampment from the Zulu. Monument. Archer protecting. Oh, wow. Forest fire back here. Could make an ideal setup for expands to the like to the south and to the east here. If you could ever get this set up and then potentially get traders going finally. This is going to be huge to get traders here just to have some level of gold and stats on your team. Taking a look at Zanzibar. Really good land. Mansa Moose is in a position here, I'll tell you. They're in a really good position. Ooh, I don't know if I like... Ooh. Holy Site first in all 3 cities. I'm not necessarily a big fan of that. He's set up some potentially really, really good Sagubas, obviously. But I kind of like Saguba first in your 3rd city. He's still currency in 8. Archers are moving forward. More archers coming. Here comes a horse. That's going to be key for city strength. And he can get there. 1, 2, 3, 4. He can be hitting in the 2nd turn. He can chop it out next turn, actually. Another archer here. He's going to have to be careful about this. Corny's scout has come around to the north. And could be a little bit of grief, but he's not going to get there in time for this. Yeah, a little bit of... This is going to have to shift in or out. 2 archers. He can, depending on who has first moves here. Does anybody know between Omegia and Corny who's going to have first moves? Best of luck going, lurking in and out, and you get this Procaster. Thank you, Edmund. I appreciate it. Corny will have first moves? Omega is desynced as hell? Okay. So, this is not going to work out well. I hopefully for him he's shift entering. Corny can get this unit out, potentially. Like, back far enough it only gets hit by one of them. So maybe it lives. Yeah, he's moved out of a position where he can get hit. That's good for him. He shift entered. And he actually got the kill off. Omega actually got the kill off. He's going to get the chop in here, I would assume, to get the horse out. Horse comes to here, then can hit next turn. That's well done. The city strength has of the walls, because it was chopped, it's not updating right now, but the city strength of this is actually 26. I don't know why it's not updating like that though. Monument, 2 traders going up, so he's trying to get his traders up here as fast as he can to make the money, but he's gonna have to hold off with archers. Another horse coming. It's a little bit risky to get these traders up. I know it's important for him to get them up and all, but got to protect his horse back here with an archer, knowing that these guys are lurking. Another unit back here lurking. Going to be some contention there. All kinds of things going on. Archer rush. And then it'll be Sakura archers behind it. It's a lot of units out quickly, but there is a swordsman up and another one coming. Yeah, this is a big unit rush coming. Did he take God of Forge? Yeah, I was gonna say that is a that is a lot of units really quick, and I was like, that sounds like God of the Forge to have units that quickly. Still no Pantheon actually on the Zulu. We saw Craftsman already. We saw Aurora. I'm assuming it's fishing boats, or no, it's actually Stone Circle. So did wow, neither Naval Civ going fishing boats. Now neither one was all that good at fishing boats. One in this city, I guess 2 in this city, 2 in this city, and 2 in this city. It's actually not that bad. And then you could have had some in this city as well. So actually going Stone Circles here. Is that a misclick? For 2 stone? I mean, I guess he's got stone here as well. I think fishing boats might have been the call. Moel. Really? Working on 3 cities here. Pretty bad expand this way. Pretty average expand this way at best. We of course saw Leads and Marshes. We saw the fertility rights. The free builder gave Corny the tempo he needed early. Here comes the horse. The archers are obviously going to have to back off. There goes one of the archers. This is where it's risky for Corny. He's making trade routes, a monument, and a settler, while the horses and archers are coming. This is not ideal. Another archer coming. Now he's going monument in the back. This horse is up just in time to deal with this scout, although he doesn't really have a whole lot to do. He's going to cover this and he can move the horse in. Okay, so Spearman is a smart play here. Where is Corny on the tech? He's on ironworking, so he's got bronze. Any encampments down yet for Scythia? Scythia and horse archers in. Gonna try to get units up. Scythian horse archers here and here. Very interesting. Lots and lots of units from Scythia. What's Russia doing? Russia's got 4 archers out. 5 archers out. Is this a protective kind of thing, I suppose? Settler coming. There's a legion coming. Gonna have to be really careful on this front. to protect against the Legion. Let's check out the religion. It's Feed the World Tithe. Very nice on the Tithe. Feed the World, no surprise there. I like the push, but I'd like to see Gorgo get out a settler down here and then back settle and start planning for the future. If he can get to 6 or 7 cities while Corny is making a 4th city back here, that gives him longevity in the game while the push is on. If you go into nothing but units while Corny is doing simming and stuff, it could be trouble. Yeah, this city's toast. Oh, he has to delete the unit. Wow. He actually fell back with his swords and gave this city up, too. And he can keep that, really. Wow. More horses coming. I think you keep it. I think your capital's right here. It's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 6th tile away from your capital. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's as close to your capital as it is to theirs, and you've got 2 cities right adjacent to it as well. Maybe in this city, I mean, he's working production tiles to get units out, I guess. But if he ever had issues with loyalty, he could work the 5 food tile and get his science or get his population up in this city. This is non-fresh, so he kind of needs a granary or something. If he could ever get these 2 tiles approved for some housing. This Legion is scared for his life right now because of all the units floating around. He's gonna have to come all the way around, but he does have his horse archers to go really fast. Encampment training project coming, but it's taking him a while. This is a huge, huge position here. Yeah, plus it's a free encampment. Absolutely, it's a free encampment for him. He can get the monument up. This is a huge tempo here for Scythia. This is a big play. This is a huge play for Hizagi on Ben here. Where's that settler? Settler is going this way. Probably going to come in and settle this lake, I guess. Another archer push coming here. A settler out. What's his faith per turn? 30? With 101 in the bag. 130 in the bag and 29 a turn for Matsumoose. Let's check in on him real quick. He's got Gov Plaza and Second City going down. Right here. He's got Saguba there. He's going to need population to get his other Sagubas down here quick. This is going to be a pretty good setup. A settler out for 4 cities. Any city-state control yet? Nothing has come through. Over here, bit of a standoff. Settler going to be in 3. Settler's going to be in 5. This is why I was saying he's going to be sitting. It's going to be 5 cities to 3. This is where Omegi has gotta be thinking. Okay, I mean, I like the encampment, but it's going to be a tough push across this river and through the mountains. And if he lets Corny get to 5 or 6 cities while he's sitting on 3, then you could kiss your game goodbye. You've got a good settle down here with Lady of the Reeds and Marshes. Excuse me. With Lady of the Reeds and Marshes, you can set up, although you're going to be kind of close to the water, I guess, but maybe you don't worry about that too much. And then you've got really good back settles over here. And the thing is that you can push him, but you can't really take the naval cities anyway. I mean, you could kind of go around. Maybe if you could ever get this killed and go around and start killing the stuff in the back. But it's hard to hold anything, obviously, because Dido is going to do Dido things on Free Sim back here. And, you know, go top tree, essentially. To control... Excuse me. To control the seas, and you won't be able to hold the naval. Audience chamber in 10. He's working the food hard here. My guess is he's clicked on food focus to work the... well, he's non-fresh as well, so he's going to have to force it hard. But he's going to want to get to pop 7 to get the Seguba down as soon as possible. But 10 turn audience chamber. Obviously not working the 1-3 and the 2-3 here. 4. What is he working? With 4 pop, what is he working here? He's got to be working 10 turn audience chamber? Why is Zulu? Yeah, Zulu donated a city. Yeah. And the push continues, by the way. I should come back over here. I'm trying to keep an eye on all the things. This settler is actually going seriously aggressive. Gonna throw it right down in the face of Russia. Russia's gonna get a city over here. Gonna have audience next turn. Couple horses coming. Horses going up. Iron is in short supply with a couple of legions there. Oh, a little bit of annoyance here on the and you're gonna need a unit. I guess this horse is gonna have to come over here to handle this. This Scythian horse archer is just kind of controlling this a bit. The units are slow. His land is pretty good, but it's unimproved for the most part. He's got the diamond up. And then he's got this sheep up and the horse here. So he's got 3 good tiles up here. 2 turns and 4 turns. 4 food base working a 3-2 and a 2-2. Not ideal. Golden Agers. Yeah. Oh, wow. Actually, Joa missed it. Corny missed Golden. Under all that pressure, Corny missed Golden, which is big. Penbrush and Voice across the board for the rest of the boys on TBD. And it's the typical Penbrush and Voice for Gorgo and Hazagi of Scythia. And then it's Mansa Musa and Peter on the monumentality that you would expect to see. There's a general out for Rome. The pillages come in here, which is nice gold, and a reduction in iron for TBD. A lot of pressure coming. Horses are here, but there's a general. Sorry, the archers are here, but there's a general with horses on board, so that's going to have to back out. Horses will follow this up. He's actually going to settle right on the iron here because he needs the iron up. He's just going to run right for it. These horses will have to move in with the general. This settler is going to come over here and settle right now. Horse coming. Really want to see some settlers. I want to see a couple settlers come here. I really do. These two each have a general. Zulu's at 2 a turn. Greece is now at 2 a turn. Scythia is at 3 a turn. Using this new city that he's acquired for an encampment project. This is a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure here, but like I said, if you're not even pushing, right? So he's running an encampment project, so it's both of these guys are going to have to try and figure this out. I really want to see him. He's going settler here to improve some tiles. I really want to see him pivot to getting settlers out and back settling and filling in, because this settler's on the way to his 4th city. This settler's going to pop out, probably come back here and get a 5th city for him. And this line of units isn't going to do a lot for you if you're just standing there. Like, you got to be putting pressure on him. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Settlers are coming big time for Dido. He's going to back settle over here. grab the 4-2, and he's got stone circles for that. He can settle back in here as well. He can come this way for a below average settle. He can come this way for a decent settle, but not good either. This is what happens in inland seas. Naval civs, they get 3-4 cities across, and then they run out of land. They run out of places to put stuff. The city here, no, it would have been hard. Actually, he's actually turned that around. The horses, wow, interesting. So the archers stepped in with the horses and turned him around. He would have lost that. 3 horses and all these archers, he would have lost that city. That was smart for him to turn that around. But again, more momentum for Barking Gang here as they've denied the 4th city. And this settler's going to be forever to go settle now. He's actually, okay, so he's actually going to settle here. And he's got the horses in position. So this is good enough for them. If he can ever, they're going to have to hold with the general. Oracle going up. Russia will not have a general here. Going into a little bit of sim mode. They're going to have a lot of units and hold this front. Encampment training. Units are dying. I see that the horse and the sword is dead. Like, does Ben just die here? Like, maybe Ben just dies here. Like, how does he even get out? You can't run away from sack of horse archers with a settler. Like, he just dies here. And then once he dies, now Rome's got to do this, right? Rome's got to do this or else he's in trouble on the other side. This could be all over. I mean, Ben not having a good game. And to be fair, Hazagi is playing lights out right now. To be completely fair, Hazagi is actually playing lights out. Russia having a really good day. Thyrsos is putting the pressure on. Gonna make him continue to produce units. Long-term archers. Legions coming online in the back way. Like, this city could still be in trouble. The pressure's coming. Colvini, 215 biddies. Thank you, buddy. Carib, thank you for the follow as well. Welcome in, everybody. Wait a minute. I missed something. Civi Strategist. 6 months with the tier 1. Thank you very much. Civi, I missed that 24 minutes ago. I hope you're still around. Thank you for the resub. Carib with the follow. Thank you. And Colvini with the biddies. Appreciate the biddies, buddy. Big trouble back here. Like we said, just full sim. Full sim. Settler out there. Settlers coming here. Non-fresh everywhere. It's going to have to be audience chamber. The audience chamber is, in fact, done. The tile's getting improved. The money will be made. Right now, the money edge goes slightly to Matsumusa or a corn dog. Moel's making money of his own, though. Hazagi's -4. He did not get... He's getting warlords, I'm assuming. Yeah, he didn't get warlords built yet, but soon. Walls are going up in 4. I don't think it's fast enough. I think what's really important right now... I mean, does he have enough horse archers to take down walls? Like, if he gets this city fast enough... But if he ever gets walls in this city... I would like to see him... He's going ironworking now. I'd like to see him go and get catapults to make sure he just surrounds and finishes this job off. It wasn't a resub, it was a 6 month... Oh, subscribe for 6 months at tier... There it is. Okay, Civi Strategist. Even better. I was going to say, I don't recognize the name as being 6 month subber. I'm like, I made it... what? Unbelievable. Thank you for... It's 6 months in advance. That's how you subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. 6 months up front. Get it done. A lot of pressure here. A lot of pressure here. I mean, walls... I don't think he could take this city before the walls go up. That's why I like to see him go get catapults and make sure he finishes this job off quickly. Get enough units to kind of get a surround on him. Don't let him escape. And come back with catapults. He, of course, can just absolutely chuck the units out. He's going to have Warlords thrown on top of God of the Forge. The line's gone up here. We're going to see if there's any last moves here. I got to assume he's going to try to hit this. Nope. He's just going to stand there. Alright. More archers coming. A sword is coming. Oracle in 3. The units are pushing in now. Getting a bit of a surround. The settler that was going here has had to have been turned off because he's simply not going to be able to get it out. This city's gone down. 3 food base. We're going to 2-2. It's an average settle at best. Archers are coming. The general is in. Is there a general over here, by the way? Not yet, I don't think. Oh, wow. It's a denial. So Scythia's not even going to get a general, as Joa got one. Was he running the cart or something? He got this. He must have run a project? Maybe he chopped out a project and I missed it? I don't know. Walls in 2. I don't think he can take this down. Yeah, 39 strength. Maneuver and conscription are in. Yeah, the problem is the walls go up turn after next. There's no way it takes it down next turn. So the walls are just going to be a big problem for him. More Hearse Archers, but like I said, it's going to have to be catapults. I hope he's striking straight to catapults. I say this every time. Go straight to catapults and start making them. His 10 science is going to be a really big problem, though. A lot of Arel stats, by the way. Holy cow, a lot of Arel stats. Whew. It's quite over already. I don't know, T-Tub. How you doing, by the way? Positions are not great for TBD, but it's not to say it's over. The general with the sword. I mean, this is going to lose. It loses both ways. The archers in behind. Archers everywhere. A lot of good pressure being put on by Omegia. Having a really good game. Oh man, I hope they don't end it too early. I need I need content, man. I don't need freaking 2-hour games. Well, here's the thing, right? So if he ever pushes out with this and starts losing some of these units, he can't afford to trade these units because he's also got to have units on this side, right? Little Stonehenge play. Interesting, like he's got a big pressure going, but he can't afford to do too much sim on the back end here because Rome's not stopping making units. If you stop making units and you start trading, eventually the other guy's going to have the edge. Yeah, he's going to get a... he's going to evangelize into Crusader, maybe. Which would be huge. Choral Pilgrimage in here, by the way, for Mansa Musa. Very, very good setup for him. Oracle is built. The Chop, and it's Crusade o'clock. He's already actually got Crusade in this city as well. He's got the religion. In comes Crusade. Now you start pumping more units. Step on the throat, as they say. Walls are up. He's going to have to pivot. Maybe he can come in here. But, I mean, he couldn't get the kill here. I must see how he's going to get the kill there. He's going to need catapults. Okay, he's on his way. Wheel. Maybe somebody on the team can boost him. Maybe build walls for the... You kind of almost want to build walls because your science is so low. It's worth it. Like, I'll give you an example, right? This tech is 100 science. If he builds walls, that's worth 4 turns of science. So you just think of it like this. If it takes him 4 turns to build walls in one of the city, that's like building a... That's like doing a project that's giving you 10 science a turn. Which is doubling your science. Imagine you could do a project that doubled your science. It would absolutely be worth it. It would save him 4 turns on catapults. The faster he gets those going, the better. This unit seems to want to flip. It's stuck on 2 pop. This is stuck on 2 pop. He's got a governor in there. The horses are popping out. There could be a bit of a counter. They're actually doing okay, though. He's going to try to just wear these walls down, I guess, and farm promotions. Keep the units coming. This city is now under siege, and the crusade is real. Yeah, this city is toast. It's gonna belong to Russia here. And if he could get out a missionary or 2 and get to Rome, and if he could get his units to Rome and or Mendeleum, like if he could just step in here with a couple of what do you call them, classical units, and get a missionary in behind it and flip this one, then there's going to be a lot of pressure. Another settler coming out here, probably a little faith purchase. Up to 61 turn. 96 a turn for his for Teets back in here. Need to get the population up to 7 there and 4 here in order to get the Sagubas in. That's why I don't like... I mean, he's got the faith going right now, which is fine. But Sagubas are so huge for him, and he's delaying his Saguba in this city. By going Saguba, or by going Holy Site first instead of Saguba. Didn't want to spend the money, I guess, here for the +6, which is interesting. Over here, hasn't even placed a district. Good tiles to work. A couple horses coming. He's gonna want to. He's getting horses up himself though, so he's not gonna get greedy. I like that. He settled down here as we suspected. Not a good city at all. The cities on the lakes are pretty good. He's gonna go to the right. He's gonna have a 3, 6, 7 city set up on audience. I don't imagine he goes any wider than that. The action over here continues. More classicals going up with the... he's actually taken over the encampment there, though. Units in the north poking away. Spamming archers. Strategics must be really tight right now. Everybody pumping units. Warlord's Throne coming in here. A Relville on 3 cities. I'd love for him to get at least 1 or 2 more cities out. There's really good land back here. Even if you just settled this and worked and just got a... Like, this is a really good city. You know? Even, like, right here on the river. Like, this is even not bad here. With some hills, 2-2 base. You can mine these tiles up and have some good 2-2 tiles to work. Some hills. You know, a couple chops. Get some more units. Like, try and get yourself some tempo for later. 3 cities is not ideal. You want, I mean, if you're taking other people's cities, like they're over here, then it works out. Interesting. The take and the retake. But... he's going to need more units. Archer, sword. So, all this row of archers has really helped him out here. So, is a take and a retake. like I said, it's down to 1 pop. There's no longer Crusade inside of it. It's kind of weird. How did it lose Crusade? He doesn't have a classical in the area to get through the legions. Which is... So he's taken it. I wish I would have watched that a little closer. I don't know what exactly happened here. It seemed like he was in a really good position to take the city. He lost a couple units, obviously. And then, of course, lost the unit he took it with. Very interesting. Couple temples are up. So he's doing some simming in the back. Commercial hub going down. Again, like I said, he's gonna... I mean, he's got a row archer here, obviously. What's his science? 23, 24. Rome's on 10 science. So that's actually really good because he can head to crossbows. He's actually apprenticeship right now. Apprenticeship, but he can have crossbows. Oh, he hasn't anything in the bottom. So he's like 10 turns from crossbows. This is okay. But if he ever went to crossbows, these crossbows would start tearing people up if he went to crossbows. This is a situational thing, right? You got to look and see that John is on 10 science and you're at 23. This is a really good position. If you could get the crossbows, you could shred units. You start now, get your science up, make sure you get the boosts. Like, you could be like 8 turns from crossbows right now and start shredding people. There should be plenty of gold for Mansa Musa, which will go up better. Sagubas are late-ish. Just going Saguba first in this city, which is good. He's chopping some units. He's actually going for Cahokia. Actually, the interesting play here. 3 horses were making a move on Cahokia from Dido, and now it's going the other way. Some settlers are out ready to throw down. Maybe a settler in here, and another one over in here maybe. And a play on Cahokia is going to be very interesting. Dido with 3 horses in the area actually fighting off. Is there a suzerain right now? Nobody's suzerain, so they both must be at war with them. Because they both have units inside. Got to be very careful here you don't give up a liberate. He's actually pivoting around. You don't want to be the one to take it if the other person's got units to do the liberate. There's a horse inside, so it's going to be very difficult takedown. Archers and warriors in the position. Zanzibar building walls, so they're not having any of this shit. Teats Teats, of course, does have Zanzibar as well, so that's nice for the amenities. Anybody else taken a city-state? Firos has taken Buenos Aires. That'll give them both a little bit of an early advantage on the accumulation of Diplo favor, and they do indeed have an advantage there now. Going into First Congress, they're in a bit of a lead there. That'll work well for them. This has been backed off. All the archers, couple of legions and a couple horses. This line's still holding. This settler's going to get out. This is what I was saying. Is this settler is getting out the back, and he didn't cover. Like if he had a sack of horse archer over here, just covering this, just having this knowledge, shielding him off, being able to make him commit a lot of units to this escape. He's got a lot of units in position, and the walls are slowly but surely coming down, and they're not hitting with enough punch to actually kill any units. So this city will die. This city will slowly die. But the settler is coming out. He may, if he was very clever, noticed the population drop here and realized that there was a horse that got out. The problem for him, of course, is he's got a long ways to run, and I mean, eventually they can chase you down there as well. But maybe it buys you enough life to have Rome do something here. Keep in mind, we're talking about TBD, that really, really competitive, really strong players for TBD. So despite the fact that they're off to a rough start, if they're given a little whisper, just a little bit of a whisper of hope, they will step in and take advantage of it. Builders are coming out in these southern cities. Corny's going to try and get things worked out here. He is under a lot of pressure. The hoplite rush is real. They actually do quite a bit of damage to the city without a classical unit inside. The problem for... He's going to get a swordsman up here next turn. The problem for Corny is that there's a lot of strategics being used. Interesting. So the horse came out to make it vulnerable. There's a lot of strategics being used right now on the other fronts, and so it's hard for him to get a hold of it. Interesting that they invested enough horses. 4 horses got made over here and a 5th coming for Dido. So Moel using the horses for the team. When certainly Corny could have used them, maybe, instead of building just warriors. Like, if he wasn't building warriors here, but making horses, like, that would feel a lot better, right? Now you might be considering Dido's got to be the carry now, so maybe that you invest in Dido a little bit here to try and be a carry. How is this city not dead, by the way? Oh, it's 2 out of 200. Oh, and he just straight up raised it. Okay. And the builder capture. A lot of horses in position here. So this is actually looking slightly in the advantage of Matsumosa here, with these 5 horses and a heavy chariot coming against 2 injured horses and 2 regular horses back here. And again, strategics are in short supply. Strategics are in very short supply when it comes to TBD. I'm just trying to look here at the gold yields. 65. So Matsumosa making 65. It's only like 76 on the other side. So it's basically actually a slight advantage overall for Barking Gang on the gold front. This city's getting hit pretty hard. He actually moved the warrior out and kept archers inside. I think probably because if he'd have done it the other way, the archers are so vulnerable, whereas at least the sword can hold the flank. Corny is going to be in trouble here, though. That is for sure. This city is, of course, can't be put under siege because it's got the lake tile, but it is about to die. This one is on its way out. They'll have to chase it down. This city will be able to be put under siege, by the way, and then worn down with the sack of horse archers. The sack of horse archers are enough, as it turns out, to take the walls down. I was thinking maybe it would take catapults, but the horse archers were doing okay. They were getting it done. It took them like 4 or 5 turns, but it got there. You know, it got there. Is he still going to it, by the way? Engineering at 9. Yeah, there's the city. That's the capital. Gonzo. All these units. This guy's just running for his life. The hoplites do pack a punch. They got a diamond formation, or sorry, a triangle formation coming from the hoplites, by the way. They lose quite badly to the sword with a general. This city's in a lot of trouble, though. Yeah. I don't know why they committed so many horses on the Dido front and then had... I mean, I guess they upgraded the warrior that he made here, but... He's got some builders out to chop units. That's going to be helpful. Game 1 was won by TBD, yeah. Hey, Gamer Clan. Yeah, a lot of trouble. Yeah, Zulu. Yeah, Zulu's got. I was checking that earlier, and he didn't have it yet. He actually got civil service in 11. Jeez, turn 61 civil service, by the way. Yeah, Bastions is in, but now he's going to civil service. So it's possible that this city won't go down. Do you guys want to play game 3 now? Ben. Ben not having a lot of fun. Killing Lisbon wouldn't do anything. Dido already in place to liberate. Omega not going to be possible. That would have been actually perfect for me, because if this is as short a game as I think it's about to be, that's very bad news for me. I would love it. I would love it, because the thing is I think they might go game 3 on Sunday, which means I can't cast... Like, if it was game 3 tomorrow, it would be so much better for me. I think I might be screwed for schedule. It's going to go game 3, but then I don't get the... I have to choose between this and the Squadron game. I don't know what the heck I'm going to do tomorrow. I don't know. Lisbon wouldn't do anything. Oh, no. Yeah, no, you wouldn't. Killing this doesn't do you much good because you can't control the water. I mentioned that earlier. Killing these cities on the coast don't do you a lot because they just get liberated by Dido. Although Dido's only got the one ship out right now, but he can definitely get there. The horses are coming. Potential raise here, though. Norm's trying to push for partner. You people stall this game out, please. I know, Clint. Stall. Just play it out. Play the victory scream for Norm. Can we get a petition out there? Play it out for Norm. Walls in 2 will slow things down up there. What's his stats? 21 culture. He does have bastions. He has civil service. I gotta assume he doesn't have bastions in yet. He has limes. He'll take limes. He has limes and a Gogi. He's 5 turns feudalism, which means bastions is a long ways away. But if he can get the walls up, that'll save him until he can get bastions in. Catapults are not coming. Artemis is out. The forward settle coming with this settler. Plus he got another settler out here while we weren't looking. Mansa Musa now on 9 cities. Big carry. This city, if we saw this get taken here, Catapult and 5 will take down the Bastion City with a couple of those. They did not get a general, so it's going to be difficult because those things get shredded by walls. So you're going to want to bring 2 or 3 at a time. Oh, there's actually got one out already here. Okay. You're going to want to bring 2 or 3 at a time, like I said. Otherwise, they get shredded so quick. I mean, killing... Oh, yeah, yeah, exactly. You can burn all the other ones, but Lisbon you can't burn, so it just gets liberated. Yeah, yeah. Problem now is it's under siege. Okay, now it's not. That worked out well for him. The walls go up next turn. He's still 4 turns feudalism. Although it's going to get boosted. I think that's 4 turns with the boost. So I think Moel boosted for him. In 2 turns... So he finishes the walls next turn. The turn after that, he puts bastions in. And then that'll be GG's for a while. Zulu Warrior coming over here. That's a long journey for that Zulu Warrior, by the way. Settler on the move, like we said. Horse Archer's actually back here, but there's enough warrior or horses in the way that won't be too much trouble. That must have been a catapult buy, right? Because there's no way he built that catapult in one of these cities and got it all the way up here without us noticing. That must have been... After he took this city, I think he bought this catapult. Oh, he's got crossbows now, too. Okay. So he got his science up enough. 30 science. Yeah, he got his science up enough. Crossbows and crossbows, walls... This pushes over. 100% this pushes over. And Corny can re-establish himself. Omegia does not have any sim going. If anything, the sim is slightly in Corny's advantage. So this is basically going to be a wash. The problem, of course, is going to be Ben dying. If only he could move his settler faster than 1 tile a turn, maybe he would have a chance. Stalemate here, as we said. It was a 5th city here. No sign. Oh, yeah. They went, I was going to say one more settler got out. It's going to be a solid +6 Lavra there. This city's got to convert soon, since this city's already converted. So he does have Crusade here anytime he wants it. This is still only 10 science on John, by the way, to 33. So John, I think, eventually just dies here to science, right? One would think that John just dies to science here eventually. Machinery in 9. Crossbows can live you for a while. Crossbows, walls, bastions. You'd have to come back with, like, a full-on medieval push at least. Yeah, Ben and John potentially... There's actually... The sack of horse archers are actually coming this way a little bit, so the pressure's going to come in this way. Ben has disconnected. That was the host, right? Weird bug, need remap. I'm now the host. Wait, what? Are they actually saying GG's? Yeah, they are. Ben left and said GG's. Omega's already gone to post-game talk. Yeah, he had pre-builds. He was going to go Knights and go Burr. What a game. What a game. I mean, Corny did his job back here. Ben just died like a dog. He was just not ready for Scythia, God of Forge. Well, I hope they play tomorrow. God, I hope it's tomorrow and not Sunday, because then it's perfect. If not, I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow, because I got 2 games on Sunday and I can only do one of them. Yeah, I know, Edmund. Just be like, okay, I know it's over, but can we please, for the love of God, do a stream for longer than an hour and a half? Oh my God. Asasoso, thank you very much. Why no stats on Rome? Because Rome didn't even build any districts other than encampment. They just spammed units and tried to survive. They had Scythia on the right, Russia on the left, and especially once his teammate started dying here, he had no choice but to just spam units. If he stops to build districts, he just dies anyway. It was really well done. Barking Gang played a fantastic game. That might be the best game, as far as much for entertainment value or length, for sure. But as far as well-played game, that's about as well-played game as I've seen Barking Gang play. They executed. Scythia went God of the Forge, spammed archers to get an early push, to get a couple kills, sack of horse archers in behind for a surround, took that city down with precision, and then kept spamming units and got the takedown, took out all the units, took out units faster than he could produce them, and just overwhelmed him. Incredibly well done. Russia got enough units out, again, with a little bit of an archer push for pressure, brought the classicals in behind it, almost took this city down, but ultimately did enough to hold the line, even did a little simming in behind, was going to have Grandmaster's Chapel in 4, which meant they were going to be able to faith buy units with pretty good faith per turn off of all these nice lavras. So they're going to be able to buy, and they had twice or triple the science as well of Russia. Like Russia just kills Rome here, no problem. This was quite well played. I kept saying that I needed him to get a couple more settlers out so that he wasn't going to be like, let Corny get to 5 while Gorgo is on 3 kind of thing. And he did get a couple more cities out. He got enough units to push, but Corny did a really good job of getting his stats up just enough to get to crossbows, got the walls up. He's going to have bastions in next turn, and there's no way he loses a city to the low science of Gorgo. Like he probably hangs on here. He could probably hang on here infinitely, actually. He's actually got 32 science to 19. He's going to have gold to supply him. With bastions and crossbows, he can reset, get a couple more cities out, and basically have a sim off against Gorgo, which Corny is obviously very good at. So that would have been okay anyway. So ultimately, everyone, and then Monsamusa back here was the one free simmer, and he actually just went to town. 9 cities. My one critique would be I would have preferred to see Saguba first in the 3rd city. I think that's better tempo. Just because it gets the gold up for the team, it gets the gold up for you to be able to buy stuff. When you have the Saguba up, you can buy stuff for cheaper. I think, but it's still fine. He had a great setup. As far as the setup's concerned, it's fantastic. I typically see most people, and I think it's the right play to go Saguba first in your 3rd city. But either way, it works well. Got a campus going here for +3. Got a campus going in here as well. He was going to have a really big game and do good things. I don't see anybody dropping into post-game talk. I'm going to just drop in there myself. Maybe people will come and talk. Maybe they won't. We'll see what happens.
Hello.
Very, very good game. Holy cow. It was a little short. I would prefer if the games would be a little longer. I'm trying to make partner here on Twitch. You know what I'm saying? These short games aren't good for me. But you guys played fantastic. Very interesting strategy. It was well played.
I mean, we picked Mali Russia. We didn't expect the game to be that aggressive.
Yeah, well, it's weird, right? Like the spawn just set up like, oh my god, it's time to get your big boy pants on and start fighting. And right from the beginning with the draft, I was surprised at the strategy to go inland sea. Was it your strategy all along to give up the sea? Or did the draft just kind of work out like, oh man, we got to take Russia and Monsamusa here, and then
it was depending on their first pick.
Okay.
Because we were letting
3 insane peaks on the map, and we were saying, well, we picked the other 2.
Yeah. Okay.
And they decided to pick Portugal over Russia and Mali. So we can't let second pick for Team 1 Mali or Russia. This is not possible.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? You can't let them have Portugal and then Mali or Russia on the back end. And
Yep.
I was wondering about that, I was thinking, do they? Because I was like, depending on how the map sets up, Portugal could just be absolutely insane on Inland Sea. And I was a little worried that it was going to set up. The first map did not set up well for you at all because they were going to basically be able to just free sim on the water and just make $1 billion. And there was nothing you're going to be able to do about it. But in this case, obviously, you got the dream set up where you could pressure kind of both of them, really. And yeah, you guys played well. It was interesting. I thought that you might come back with naval. You could have gone naval on the second half because Guitarja was still there. You could have gone with Lesser Vicky, obviously, with the other England. So I was thinking maybe you'd do something like that since you kind of got your dream picks. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, that lets you fight for the water, but then you've got 2 monumentality civs and 2 naval civs. Who's going to fight the wars? So it was tricky.
If we fight the water, it has to be with one of the best civ, naval civ, and I don't think England can 1v2, especially against Portugal. Portugal timing is so hard to deal with.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing, right? Is if you're not going to pick 2, then there's no point in picking 1, right? And so you might as well pick. I mean, it was good picks on the other end too. Honestly, to be able to get Gorgo and Tamiris in the second half to complement, those are pretty good picks, obviously, to get a nice push. And but yeah, I mean, aside from the strategy, it was so well played. Hazagi, that was just Scythia, that was just beautiful. It was just, the tempo of it was just something to watch. God of the Forge, obviously. And then I was a little worried that when you weren't getting encampments down, because the other 2 had encampments down. And I was like, oh, is he not even going to go, you were on your way to sack horse archers? I'm like, okay, I guess that makes sense. But I was a little bit nervous. I was like, if they get units up with generals, it's going to be hard to push. But you had a nice wave of archers, just to give a little softening. And then sack of horse archers in behind, you were obviously spamming them out with God of the Forge. And the timing was fantastic. Take me through your thoughts on how it went.
I think at this range, he planted his second city 4 tiles from mine.
Yeah.
At this range, if you don't get archers to secure the position, you can't hold the city. It's not possible. Yeah. Especially against Sakas, he has no way to trade into that. And if I have God of Forge and start producing Saka before it starts producing archers, I can just take the lead in a mass of units, and then he can't ever trade positively into me.
Yeah, no, it was
1 or 2 at some points, but then I trade back and I'm still in a good amount of units. Even when he had walls out, I already have a swarm all over his city, so he couldn't really take back the position.
Yeah, no, it was well done. It was interesting when I saw him do that forward settle. I was like, okay, so he's I was like, oh man, that's a really aggressive settle, obviously, and he basically going to try and corner you. But then I was kind of thinking, if he could get around him with some sack of horse archers here quickly, how does he hold this city? Because he's kind of got to go around the mountain. He put his second city on the other side of the mountain from it, so he only his capital can really get units there in any decent amount of time. And you've got your 2 cities just able to you build a sack of horse archer and it's shooting in the second turn it's from built, right? The timing was so strong there, and it was just such an overwhelming wave with God of the Forge. It was well done.
Azagi, how did you get turn 11 settle your second city already? Even if you just go 1 scout on 2-2 base, you get turn 11.
I start on 2-2 base, I worked 3-2 banana, and I had 1-3 on my city. So I worked 1-3
but then still, you get your settler turn 10 then, and then you settle turn 13.
I settled the minimum distance, I moved
still,
2 turns
and settled. If you get your settler turn 10, you should still settle turn 12.
Yeah, he had pretty flat land.
Oh, no.
He had flat land. He settled in 3 on both settlers, I think.
I can check saves, but I don't think I got pop-up. I don't remember that.
Because,
no,
I mean,
it adds. It adds up. I move and
I got the money hut.
You know? And then you cannot settle before turn 12.
Guys, I'm gonna random the map.
I think you get settler turn 9.
Oh, maybe if you enter away your overflow.
No, you just work the banana for a turn and then you're 2 pop.
Whatever is at the top
of
of
the yeah, never mind.
Will be the map for game 3, okay?
What
Can it be a map with we already played?
A map that was already played?
Yep.
Yeah, it's Pangea.
Okay, very nice. GG.
You're a bit cocky there.
So, games tomorrow?
Nope. No. Sunday.
Sunday.
Oh, frick. I had a feeling.
Ooh.
I'm able to cast it, but unfortunately I don't have anything to cast tomorrow. Because I signed up to do a cast on Sunday for the Civ Squadron, but...
We have to build up the hype.
So, anybody from TBD want to explain what happened?
Nope.
I had a feeling Ben wouldn't be first up.
Horse Rochelle.
This played pretty bad.
I mean, settling a city 6 tiles from the capital of Sacco Horse
Archers. Also,
Archers.
if you don't find the settle anywhere to go, I guess you just do like Hazagi and settle non-fresh. But even non-fresh, I didn't have anything that really looked appealing to me. And I went double scout, so I had some time to look.
I saw your 2 scouts walking around, so I figured that you would not let me settle the cattle city. I think despite the city was shit, it was a right decision to place it there. Else I just don't get a city, I think.
I mean, after I settled the city, I pretty much built all the units I could, so I guess it's not right to settle there because I can never make enough units to defend it.
Just go archers early, maybe?
You and I run against the city, so...
I think you can't forward the city going horses if you go bronze.
Yeah, it's just, you just didn't have the timing. I mean, he would have had to have even a lot of archers because his timing was so good, and his Sacco Horse Archers, as soon as they launch, as soon as they spawn, they're literally shooting the next turn. Like they were just instantly on you, and there's no way you could get units fast enough. Even because your second city had to, even if you got units out of there, had to walk around that mountain range. Like getting units to that front.
That city had an encampment, so that's.
Well, I mean that encampment placement is really grief, though. If you think about it.
Why?
Because he can shoot it down even if you like don't lose the city, and you can shoot back.
By the time I put the encampment, I wasn't really planning on losing my first expand, believe it or not. I just put it there so I can get the units to the bottom as soon as possible.
I mean, you know that you're playing against Civ here, though. Like, you want to get a defensive encampment set up now?
I mean,
that's
like
what you
I
usually
said, I wasn't planning on losing the first city, and I'm defending from the
I mean, you
city.
know that the guy is gonna make units, though, no? Like, you can expect that at least.
Yeah.
Huh?
Did you see that the guy makes units? No? You can expect that part.
I'd both made and buy a horse.
Yeah,
maybe that's what was a surprise. But we had the money.
I mean, even without the placement, is just not good.
And yeah, having city in front lane is already a good point for us. Mali back lane also.
If you had like the
Portugal also.
Ben, are you still
Portugal
here?
in front of Gorgo, yes.
If you put the encampment to the left on the 2-2 jungle hill, and you have like 4 archers there, I think it's pretty hard for them to like actually take the city.
Okay, I was just placing to maximize the speed in which I can move units towards the bottom city.
But he's faster with unit production because he didn't go. Bronze.
Yeah, like no shit. I know that now, but I'm not thinking about losing my first city and like encampment placement to lose my first city. And trying to defend the city.
Do you think maybe going horses first would have been the call?
I mean,
I thought, because the funny thing was is that when I saw the encampments go down for both Rome and Zulu, I was like,
but I
this could be trouble. But
classicals
there's
around the same time because I upgraded sword and like I would need like 2 turns or 3 to build a sword, to build a horse.
It's not as much about the classicals, it's just
it's
about like
archers.
archers.
Okay, so maybe don't put me on naval duty.
Well, you did say it. You can take away his privileges if you want.
Yeah. Sorry, Ben, you're back to naval.
No, he's back to playing
Sims, yeah.
Back
Gosh,
to
only.
Great.
only
Be the
Russia.
great.
Okay. Oh no. How bad is that?
Corny?
Yeah.
Why did you come with your archer on my second city on floodplain when I could hide an archer on my side inside the city?
Because I
You-
thought I could be like Rage.
You want Rage 3, big mistake.
I mean, I think he was
Because
just
you-
testing your greed. Because
Yeah,
because he didn't know that you had archers coming from your other cities, right? Like, I mean, if he gets there with 4 archers and you only got 1.
Okay, from what I saw, you settled that city super late. Like, even past me when I moved turn 1 and I had to walk like 5 tiles.
I had no other settle at all. My land is pretty.
Yeah. So I saw that your military strength went up, but I thought I had like 2 more turns to shoot the city, maybe.
Okay, but because of that, you lost 2 archer and
Yeah, that was really bad.
And give me a lot of culture for early game.
Was that impactful, the culture?
I mean,
killing a couple archers make that much difference.
It's 5
alliance.
It's 5 culture total.
And yeah, but that's.
I mean, it's fine.
boosted alliance because of all the units I killed.
Yeah, I mean, of course. I mean,
eventually you killed a lot. Yeah, for sure, it helped.
I killed some classical too, and.
I mean, I made really bad war moves. I mean, we were just having fun at some point. Like, we knew.
But you hung on though. I mean, you got limes in. You were going to have bastions in the next turn, I believe, and then crossbows, bastions.
There wasn't even any point to finishing those walls, actually.
Yes, since he get alliance and got a lot of science from trade.
I mean, yeah, traders.
And I can't kill him anymore. But anyway, I did my work. He's all real, and Mali can come kill him whenever he wants.
I mean, no, not quite, but yeah.
Well, Mali was top stat without Finquery.
But like on Highlands, you don't gain that much from Frink. Like, he will still be like 120 science something.
It would have been pretty good actually.
How much do you think you gain?
150, maybe more.
150, you think?
He had a pretty good setup.
I mean, I would have been at 150 science. I mean, not.
Okay. Okay, from what I can see, you gain like 30.
I'm very not convinced.
See it, yeah. You went holy site. I was gonna say you went holy site first in almost every city, and I think that you want to go other than holy site first in your first 2 cities. I think you want to go Saguba first in all your other cities. Just because it's
Russia gens. All my expand are in gray, actually.
No, I'm just saying. Like, I mean, on the cities, like it just having to wait for them, especially on non-fresh, you had to wait so long to get some of your Sagubas up. And then even in like your cities to the left here, you've gone holy sites first in both of those.
But I have no agency and no river and no one to trade actually. So
no, I get that. I just the Sagubas for the cheaper buying and stuff as well. And I guess I see your point with nobody to trade with. The traders aren't as valuable either, I suppose, as well.
Yeah, we both needed to feed the world. Maybe I should have let him. I don't know.
No, I think it was fine actually.
I mean, looking at the game now, I would have been okay with Coral or even Work Ethic since I dropped like everything on Melon. I didn't expect it to be that wild.
Yeah, that was a wild game.
So maybe I didn't have to actually.
Barking Gang won. Yep. Well, anyway, it was quite the game. I was worried when I saw Inland Sea it might be a quick one because it tends to lend itself towards fast games because it's so map dependent and spawn dependent. The first map, it was a good thing you guys remapped because the first map, I mean, I'm pretty sure that Dido and Portugal would have made countless.
I had like no settles though.
Well, yeah, your settles weren't great, but I mean, you were still going to make countless amounts of money, and you had all kinds of land behind you. Like you would have been, I mean, it wouldn't have been great, but you would have made plenty of money, and there was no way they would have stopped.
I'm sure Mali was gonna make plenty of money though as well.
Actually, Mali had a terrible spawn. His capital was frigatable. He literally his capital was frigatable, and he only had one other fresh spawn on his desert was small. Like he would have had to spawn flat desert with no production anywhere. His spawn was horrendous. Like the first map. If you guys didn't ever remap and you played the first one, it would have been just a disaster. His capital was actually frigatable. It would have been rough. So anyway, thanks for playing, guys. It was a great game. Congratulations on forcing a game 3. I'm sad just not tomorrow because now I got to figure out what I'm going to do tomorrow. But we'll see you on Sunday for game 3.
Yep.
Later,
see
guys.
you Sunday.
Bye bye.